Yeah, I'm wondering. I've got questions, and let's hope that the 5 men have the answers as we get into game number 2 of 5 men versus Team Liquid here at the OGA Dota pit. Let's see what they can pull out of the bag in the second game. Is it going to be a 2-0 for 5 men, or is Liquid going to be able to make the strike back? Let's find out. Look for heading in towards the mid lane. Going to be laning into Chessie, already mentioned. That's a boring lane. Let's talk about an exciting lane. Let's see. We got Boxy, and we got Tiger heading up to top. Is Boxy going to have a better time of things this time around?
I think he will have a much better lane than against Oracle plus Troll Warlord. I mean, Pugna Arkward, and like you said, it's kind of like a wonky lane. I can see some potential there with the Caprify and Flux or something, but I think he's got a much easier lane this time around. The lane that I'm most concerned about is Bloodseeker Windranger. This thing is deadly. And it's laning into a Drow and a Crystal Maiden. I think if there's one Shackle Shot that lands, they're going to be able to run over this lane. With just like Blood Right, get that Thirst damage. And top is going to be a Bloodbath too because of the 2 range heroes hitting the Sanking. I think this Bloodseeker is going to have a lot of Thirst.
All right, so who's going to come out of the laning phase with more kills? Is it going to be the Bloodseeker, or is it going to be the Sanking? Who knows?
It's got to be the Bloodseeker, I think.
Yeah, probably. He's going to be having a good time. My god, Chessie. He's taking some big, heavy hits right now. They actually use the disruption just before the silence comes out. He could be in some real trouble. He's got a dissimulate to work with, but they are just surrounding him at this point, trying to run away. Meke is just ready with the frost arrows, and that's going to be a first blood going to the Drow Ranger. Well, so she wasn't in the poll, but that's a good start for her.
They get the first blood, but then Shadow Demon now has disruption level 1. So this top lane is going to suffer a little bit because of that.
Maybe, but at the same time, it could close the gap. Let's see. Oh yeah, disrupt Bylai die. Get him. What's Bylai doing? He's running a different way. Oh, he just wants to drag away from the creeps. Nice.
Look how fast he is. 330 movement speed. There's nobody who's going to be able to catch this lad.
Yeah, toddlers are fast though. I have to look after one of those little shits. They're a pain in the ass. Take your eye off them for 2 seconds and they're playing in traffic. Anyway. I don't babysit much anymore.
How we looking here on this bottom lane at this point? We got pretty good damage coming out from Radiant side. I mean, this is where Insania is going to suffer a little bit. He's only got 1 Mango left. Not a whole lot of mana regen until he scales up that Arcane Aura. If he goes for the Frostbite, I think that might be a little bit of a throw in this kind of lane. Because you're going to need to constantly push the lane out so that they have no potential to try and kill you. You need your creep momentum on your side. Because if the creeps are going into you, this Bloodright and Shackle Shot, they're just it's gonna be real bad.
Meanwhile, oh, down the bottom. Yeah, I mean, the thing down the bottom there, you got 2 Frost ladies working together, you know, they're theming together, they're vibing together, so there's no way they can lose this lane. It's a guarantee. I mean, they're drawing so far, which is pretty damn good, and considering Drow's got a kill to her name as well, she's going to be happy with that one. Misery is struggling to trade with Insania here, actually, as he's taking some heavy hits, but Misery holding on to that win run for as long as possible. Meke just making sure Jibe can't get in and do anything naughty. Off a cheeky blood right, which could cause some trouble. It looks like it's going to calm down in this bottom lane.
Yeah, it's got that wave, massive wave under the tower here for Jibe.
We got ourselves Pylai Die and Ace, just kind of... Well, they're starting to suffer now. The Tiger's hit level 2. Yeah. Oh!
Doesn't get to 5.
Yeah.
Close.
Close
in. Got a Wraith ban now.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just drawing on the side lanes right now, which is not what we expected, but, you know, some interesting circumstance, that first blood, but leveling up disruption, a few different things going on to make things a little bit interesting, a little bit spicy in this laning phase.
Yeah, things are looking a lot better this game for Liquid, especially for the Sanking. If you look at his last hits right now, this is how many creeps he had at like 7 minutes last game, I believe. So... Oh, Pylai Die and Taiga, they're going at it.
They are indeed. Taiga throws in the disruption. Can he survive it, though, is the question. And no. Taiga, Pylai Die will actually be the one to go down. Easy. Okay, well.
He did not expect that, Pylai Die. So freebie for Taiga here. He's going to be happy with it. And that's going to give Sanking a 1v1 where he's happy with that too. Just getting all that free XP.
You know, Molly shot just scaring back Misery. Every single time I see a Drow, or I play a Drow, or I see someone else play a Drow, the Molly shot always just disgusts me every time. Insania could be in a bit of pickle. There comes the blood, right? But the slow's coming down from Mickey, meaning they can't actually run down this Crystal Maiden right now. And actually, Jibbe is taking a decent amount of damage in response to Misery. He's hungry. He wants it. But Insania's got a wand and can turn it around. And with that Crystal Nova, scares back the Wind Ranger. So, no blood in the bottom lane. Just a lot of ice.
And a Fair Fire. There's a lot of baits possible from Liquid side with all the Fairy Fires that they like to buy. Level 1 here.
Yeah.
Oh, Chessie gonna get a double damage rune once again. At 4 minutes here.
Feeling pretty good. Meanwhile, up at top, a little bit of spells being thrown here. Tiger could actually be in some trouble. The Decrepify comes in along with another blast, but he seems to have himself some infused raindrops there, which to help save him from a ton of damage from the Pugna. Meanwhile, Arc Warden, he could be the one in trouble right now, trying to turn it around to Boxy. Tiger comes over to give his buddy a hug to stop him taking damage from Flux. Another disruption comes down. Tiger gets the kill. Nice plays from him. Boxy will still die, and Tiger could be in some trouble himself, but he's going to go for the TP out. There's nothing Pilado can do about that. He'll murder the creep instead, take out his frustrations. I'm a creepy dude. But yeah, I mean, still good. Still good for the side of Liquid. I'm going to be happy they kill off that Orc Warden, even if it does cost them the Sand King.
Oh yeah, that was huge. Like, getting a kill on the carry. Like, in this current patch, if you ever kill your opponent carry, it just is a huge win. Especially if just like a 1-for-1 trades. It's just so hard to be able to win with your off lane. Bottom, Mr. Shibe, he's just gonna dodge that multi-shot. I think Mickey, are they gonna turn around on this? That's a level 2 blood right here.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of damage, but Jibbe is pretty fragile right now, and Misery now taking damage from the both of them in the trees. He's got that win run once again, just trying to bait it out as long as possible. They're looking for Mickey instead here, but with that Fairy Fire, still plenty tanky, but Jibbe gets off the blood right, but no, Mickey runs to the side, turns around with a couple of right clicks, will bring down the Bloodseeker. Meanwhile, Misery's on the run as well, and Sadia will be able to finish off, but no, the multi-shots come in from the Drow, and that is going to be 2 kills for Liquid down in the bottom lane. That is a win and a half for them.
Yeah, they had a wand, they had a Fairy Fire on the Drow, completely baiting out Shibe there on his Bloodseeker. I just feel like Liquid are outplaying 5-man really hard in this laning stage.
They're looking good.
Starting from even starting from the level 1 where they just started pushing bottom out, making sure 5-man just didn't have an opportunity with his Wind Ranger and Bloodseeker to run down this Drow and CM, just using that creep equilibrium to their advantage. And then top lane too, same thing with Taiga, constantly using the disruption as a bait. It's really, really, really well played on the side of Liquid at the moment on the side lanes.
Yeah, they're playing some next level Dota right now as they constantly just try and, mess with their opponents. That's what it's all about in the laning phase. Fairy Fires are a good item, as is fused raindrops as we saw earlier from the Shadow Demon. That's been doing him a ton of work. Boxy continues to just kind of sit in the sandstorm, but they're throwing spells. Nothing too serious. Boxy, he's not a happy crab though.
So the Dragon Knight, his second ultimate is about to come off. This mid tower is going to have a lot of pressure put on it. Chessie, the reason why he's not able to rotate is because there's a Dragon Knight middle. If you rotate against a Dragon Knight, you're just going to take your mid tower, and whatever rotation you make generally is not going to be as good as you losing your mid tower. So
no, most certainly not.
So we're going to see if 5-man are actually going to rotate to the Void Spirit instead and try to kill off the Dragon Knight when he pops his Elder Dragon form, which is most of the time the correct play against DK. Just kill him when he pops the ult.
Simple. Kill the dragon. Meanwhile, there's a Sun King wrapping around on Pylai Dai right now. He might be in some real trouble. He has thrown down his Nether Ward. It's not going to stop Boxy, though, as they get off the damage. Pylai Dai is going to lose his life. Meanwhile, Chessie trying to play around. Goes in with the double Astral, but unfortunately with the 3 heroes here, it's not going to result in any kind of kill going the way of 5-man. They will not get Retribution. The tower's still perfectly healthy at that as well. And Koipu's even going to find himself a DD. Oh, let's go hit some towers, folks.
Oh, boy. 5-man did try to make the rotation, but it got countered by Boxy here. I did not expect the Sand King to casually walk towards the mid lane and make that play either.
Yeah, he was just hanging out, and this is a big rotation from Liquid. They want this tower. Pylai Die doing his best to defend it. Chessy just going to jump in. They're trying to bring down the DK. Can they do it? Jibby joins in as well. The Blood Right connects. The damage, is it enough? They need a bit more, and they will get it. Jibby gets off the right click. Meanwhile, Chessy just kind of slowly walking at the Drow's face. She doesn't care, though. Throwing that back across all of Frost arrows, but again, it looks like the tower has been defended for now. The DK, though, whilst he was alive, did do so much damage to that tier 1 tower, though, inside that dragon form with the DD.
Oh, you gotta defend that tower, right? You gotta bring as many heroes as you possibly can to get rid of that Dragonite. If you lose that tower this early, your map is looking real grim, and this Arc Warden's ancient farming potential is gonna be very difficult. So, very good rotation from 5 men, understanding exactly how many heroes they need to be able to bring that Dragonite down.
Meanwhile, Ace, he's got himself his Midas, splitting up into 2, bullying Boxy a bit more, who's, you know, he's about 400 gold behind Ace at this point. Not an absolute disaster for lane, but not what he was looking for, but still, like, that kill in the middle lane onto Pugna was pretty good.
You know, I have a deep-rooted hate for Arc Warden. I just think this hero is absolutely ridiculous, especially in the right hands. You know, players like Miracle and such, these guys just absolutely... It just feels impossible to play against at some point if they get to that point in the game. So early game, you have to really shut this hero down.
Yeah, I always feel bad when, like, you see some adorable noob who's trying to, like, who sees a clone, it's like, position 5 is like, oh, I'm gonna go clear out the clone, don't worry, and then they just get murdered by it. Oh, take that. Oh no.
Yeah.
Why does it
I mean, the right way to
so...
play... Exactly, the right way to play this hero is like you just farm with your main clone in the most safest place, and you only take fights with your clone, right? With your main hero. You farm with your main hero, you only take fights with your clone, and then you get to like this 26, 27k net worth, and you're just there faster than everybody else, and you just kill everybody. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, if you want to kill an Arc Warden, you got to be able to like dive deep for it. But as we mentioned before, you know, that's going to be Boxy's job. He's going for this Blink Dagger. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Bracer, Crown, Tranquils, Magic Wand, and then into the Blink. Gets off a couple of stats, then go for it. Meanwhile, Crystal Maiden in some trouble at the bottom lane. Is going to lose her life, but meanwhile, Boxy goes in with a nice Bow Strike onto 2. Trying to block up Misery and doing a very good... Oh my god, Misery's getting absolutely destroyed here. Beautiful blocks come out from Boxy and secure that kill onto the win. Nicely done. Meanwhile, at mid, though, oh, they are gathering. They are certainly gathering here at the side of 5 men. They want revenge, and they're going to get it in the form of a tier 1 tower in the middle lane. It's going to be the first one to drop in the mid. It's going to belong to the 5 men.
That was a pretty big play here from 5 men to take that mid tower first, and now they just got to keep on defending their mid tower, take whatever engagements they can around this while the Arc Warden just farms on up. They did have to trade the top tower and a Wind Ranger for it, but I think that's a trade they're willing to take.
Yeah. And once again, everyone's getting super fun this game except Jibbe. He's the big loser of this laning phase.
Indeed, he is at this point. I think Liquid just played this bottom lane so well. And Liquid, they're actually going to smoke up with the Blink Dagger on Boxy here.
When they go, Burrow strike forward, Pugna, they're going to leave him. Although I say that, Chessy actually coming back in for this one. The life train keeping him alive a little bit longer than perhaps it should, but he will eventually drop. Meanwhile, Boxy, he's now in some trouble. A little bit too deep here, but Chessy's going to be able to cut him down. Meanwhile, Koik's got to be careful. They are huddling a little bit. Bloodseeker comes in. Oh, Koik, there's too much to run away from. What a combo. Now Insania, he's going to be the next one to get jumped upon. I don't think that's Crystal Maiden. It's a Crystal Maiden for Pete's sake. She's not surviving this. Down goes Insania, and that is 3 dead for the side of Liquid. They got their Pugna, but it cost them dearly.
Somehow, jumping the Pugna was the biggest mistake they could have made there, because that Decrepify onto Sanky just started taking so much damage. So much magical damage from the Void and the Pugna, allowing them to turn that fight around. This Dragonite dying once again, and has a blink up too. Is feeling really bad for Liquid, but I don't think they're going to stop here. They got to keep on going. Just because they lost that team fight, it doesn't mean that they need to, go back and farm or something. You still got your timing with your double blinks on your Sanking and your DK. It's extremely early, so just keep on taking the engagements. If you don't, this Arc Warden with his double Midas is just going to all farm you.
Dire are scanning.
You do that, that's for sure. Annoying ass hero. So, Mickey going for the Dragon Lance into the Manta. Dragon Lance, of course, a pretty core item on Drow range, one of the few heroes which just buys it regardless of anything, just because multi-shot is based on her attack range. So, Just improves the spell a lot. And they seem to be trying to set up onto Miko here, but nah. It's a tricky one.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Although Chessie does find a courier. And, yeah, being annoying.
It's not bad because they do push Mickey out of the top area of the map, getting him into a more defensive position to farm up in, slow down his farm just a little bit. And here we go, Liquid. Second smoke coming out. This one is going to find Ace. Uh-oh, this is terrible for 5 minutes. Ace
and in they go, Quaker popping that Dragon Form straight away. No chance of survival here from Ace as he gets ruthlessly assassinated by the side of Team Liquid. They knew exactly where he was, and they took the correct steps to just go and absolutely destroy him. Great play from Liquid, and now finally they can get their revenge and take the middle tier 1 tower and even the odds in the middle lane.
Oh, that's really good for Liquid. Exactly what they needed. A catch on the Arc Warden, not let him continue to farm. And now that they've taken the mid tower, they're going to be able to take this triangle area, the stack here, in danger. They're going to farm that up. And maybe they want to even stick around and farm the 15-minute camp too. Then Arc Warden won't have any camps for the minute after that. It would be quite nice. And there's also bounty runes coming up.
And you know, it's quite interesting that the XP advantage is so highly in 5-man's favor as well. And, well, I mean, they're nearly at 1k XP advantage when the net worth advantage is literally 0 right now. It's flickering between the two teams. It's that close. So I guess that's the double Midas for you, isn't it?
Exactly. Chessie going for that same build again. That brown boots into the Aghanims. Quite interesting. Not opting for any Yules or phase boots or anything like that first. Just wants that double silence, that team fight potential. ASAP.
I think it's an answer to the Sand King, because if you go on a hero, and obviously you're going to pop the Resonant Pulse when you jump on him for the silence, and then you also happen to catch the Sand King, you know, his range just isn't that good, so it makes it kind of difficult, I think. I'm not sure though, I'm just kind of theory crafting.
No, it's definitely nice. It's good against Crystal Maiden and Shadow Demon too, right? You want to be able to disable up all those heroes. Sounds like Pilot Eye here bottom. I think he's going to be the victim of this gank. I think this is what he was planning for anyway. He wants to be the one getting jumped. And this is the third smoke from Liquid here. So I don't think this is a good play for Liquid. I think they're very sad with this play.
Very sad. Yeah, I mean, it took all their core heroes all those journeys, smoke down to bottom lane, and all they get is a little green man who laughs.
Right, it was their last smoke, and if they actually went into the triangle one more time, they might have found Ace again. And that would have been the big time play in this game. So Paladin making some big plays, baiting himself, and getting a smoke.
Well, down goes the bottom tier 1 tower. They at least get that. One of the less worthwhile towers in the game, but at least it's going to open up a little bit more access points to this dire jungle. Meanwhile, Chessie, under the cover of invisibility, he's saying hello to his little friend Koikver and shows off his lovely new Aghanim Scepter. He's just going to go straight off with the TP out. Will he be able to make it? He will. Oh,
wait, what? Where was the Shackle? Wait, where was Misery's Shackle there? Was it on cooldown?
It's out of rare. I don't know.
Okay, that was weird.
Maybe he just believed in the power of Void Spirit to get off the Remnant in time. It's like, I'm gonna save it. No, I don't know.
Right. Well, that's sad because that could have been a very big kill. Indeed. Every time you kill this position 1 or 2 heroes in the game, there's no greater feeling for your team.
Alright, so what's the balance in the game right now? Because it feels like Liquid are ahead, but there's a problem looming in the Arc Warden.
Right, so this is where 5-men get stronger. They're going to get that Boots of Travels complete on the Arc Warden, and he's got that Maelstrom, and that's when this clone is essentially going to be killing like 2 creep waves every wave, and the clone becomes essentially unmanageable by Liquid's heroes.
Alright, well.
So Liquid, they need to make some kind of play right now to control top and mid area, then take a Roshan. That's what they gotta do. They can't constantly deal with the clone after this point. So if they can get that Rosh, they can take out the tier 2 towers and just play off that. Maybe 5-men, they make a mistake defending something that they shouldn't. they die, then maybe Liquid can use that advantage to like break the high ground.
Sounds
Radiant's
like a
bottom
plan.
tower is under attack.
But so obviously the Arc Warden's going to keep the lanes pushed out all the time with this
Dire's top tower
clone.
is under attack.
And then how does that create an advantage for 5 men?
Well, one, you farm way more with the Arc Warden, and you're going to force Liquid to actually go back and defend those lanes that are pushing into you, or else you're going to be the one losing your tier 2 tower. So every time they defend something, they're going away from a position of the map that they were controlling on the side of Liquid, and that creates for 5 men an opportunity to jump something. Or take an engagement.
Kind of getting saved by his own creeps here, but it does look like he's going to go down all the same. A Frostbite and the Frost Arrow, and he is frozen to death.
Yeah,
Now
he's like, it's okay, guys. Information, but that's a really bad place to die because it's right beside the Roshan pit.
All right, let's see what they can do. They've got a lot of vision to throw down into this pit, you have to remember. They've got the Spark Wraith, they've got themselves a Blood Right, they've got themselves a Power Shot, so vision inside Roche is not going to be an issue. And now the Power Shot comes through, Liquid are alerted to their presence, and they will chill themselves out a bit.
I mean, this Roshan is still at half health. I don't think they need to go all the way back. 5 men are also wasting a lot of time playing around this area.
Liquid, are they looking to get cheeky with this? Look at this.
Yeah, look at the lines they're drawing.
Yeah, Insania. He's got a plan. He's got a master plan. We're going to go the long way around, folks. Strap your shoelaces tight.
Radiant are scanning.
Interesting where Liquid is actually going at the moment. Maybe they're waiting for like an Arc Warden to abandon ship on the top side. But 5 men are just standing on the high ground here.
Okay, they're going the right way around. Koipa's going to pop the Dragon Form, find themselves a target. That's going to be Misery jumping on immediately as they try and take him down, but they're actually struggling to this one. Meanwhile, the Silence comes through basically onto like 5 heroes from Chessie, completely disrupting the engagement. But now in comes Boxy with a huge... Oh my goodness! He's doing so much damage with that ultimate. He's taken down one, trying to look for Jimmy as well. Jimmy just getting himself to the backlines. They're looking for the Chessie on the sidelines. He will die. 2 heroes dead on the side of 5 men, and the Bloodseeker nearly following them, narrowly surviving with his life. A fight which is just chaotic, and it was so close to going either way, but it was Liquid that had the damage in the end, and Boxy really making the plays there with that absolute...
Oh, Shiva, no.
What was he? I guess he was going for the thirst, for the blood right, trying to get some vision in the pit. Wait for Jesus.
Dude, Boxy absolutely massacred that last team fight.
What? He got him!
Oh, Dragon.
What is going on? Koikva dies in the backlines. There's Pugner who's just messing around. Nearly kills off Mickey as well. Jesus Christ. This is getting messy. This is beyond messy. This has gotten messy. We are down in the dirt throwing mud at each other.
They actually want to fight this.
Finally, Roche will go down. They'll fix that Aegis, but there's a lot of heroes low right now. They see them because of... Well, no, they don't see them because of Bloodseeker. That's the problem. He is dead now. But, fine.
That was pretty epic, killing off that Dragonite. But then why did he buy back? No, you were doing so well. So if he dies again now, he's going to be dead for a really long time. And that could be Liquid's path into the high ground, right? This is where you really want to hold all your buybacks, because if somebody does get caught out and Liquid take an engagement onto your high ground, you want to be able to use those buybacks and come back into the game. Or like at least stop them from pushing the high ground. Because nobody is going to push into 5 heroes. That's just not going to happen. So, Nada Paladite did buy back. I think that's giving Liquid some kind of a win condition or a way to be able to break the high ground of 5 men. Agreed. But I gotta say, man, that last fight, Boxy just freaking beast moded. Got that epicenter, went into the backlines, found the Arc Warden, killed them pretty much on his own, and zoned out the rest of 5 men's heroes because they were trying to run into the fight and help the Void Spirit, right? Who silenced up 4 heroes in the engagement.
Yeah, I mean, Chessie made the sick initiation of jumping in, getting the 5-man silence. You know, that was basically 5 men's last hope of winning that fight, right? If he didn't do that, then they would have been in some serious trouble. But a pretty amazing jump in from Chessie. But then Boxy's like, no, hold my beer. This is how you initiate stun. Jumps in, gets so many heroes with that epicenter, completely ruins them, gets a couple with the Burrow Strike as well, and just drops them so low on the side of 5 men. And basically, I mean, I'm pretty sure he did 90% of the damage to Ace, if not more, just by getting a lockdown on front.
I think so.
Yeah. This guy does not survive against magic damage.
This game, he did go for the standard Sankian build with the Veil and the Blink Dagger, and now has a Yules as well to keep himself alive longer in the fights. Some mana regen, I really like it.
Dire's middle
Very high
tower
impact
is under
tanking
attack.
this game.
Yeah, he's doing
Oh
work.
no, Pi! Not you!
Oh god. Well, whenever you're casting a game with Pylai Die in it, you always get one, but we'll use it now. Pylai Die, he is Pylai dead, and then that's our one used up for the series.
Dire's structures are
It's,
Maybe
it's
this
like
was
always
like
want to fly as well. You're allowed to say always want to die
Dire's
once in the
middle
series
tower
as a
is under
caster, and that's it. If you use it more than that, you're being tacky. That's my rule.
Alright, fair enough. But maybe it was a 5-head play though from Paladai. He wanted to die
Radiant's top
before
tower is under
Liquid had a
attack.
chance to go to the high ground for the tier
Dire's middle
3s.
tower
Like he
is
wanted to die
so
while the tier
smart.
2s are still alive, so his
Radiant
timer is not so
structures are
long.
fortified.
5 men with
Ah,
5
yeah.
head plays. I don't think you're
Right.
right, but sure, why not? I'll accept it.
Hey man, I'm just looking
Dire's
at
middle
the
tower has
positive angle here.
Radiant's
silver
top
linings.
tower is
Paladai.
under attack.
Every cloud has one. Meanwhile, Boxy banked himself away from Misery. Doesn't want to get shackled up right there. Going for the TP, but Quickbit says, no, sir, you are not getting out. You are dead. And he most certainly is. Misery dies under his tower in shame and misery. And that's going to be Liquid
Radiant's
probably
top
looking
tower
towards
is
this tier
under
2 tower
attack.
in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Jibe, he's given up on the world. He's hiding in the trees. He is a man of the trees right
Chessie.
now. Meanwhile, this is a big catch-up here.
Yes, what's
Chessie
that?
doesn't have his BKB yet, so he could be in some trouble, though. In comes the clone to try and help him out. Is it going to do enough? I don't think so, Theban. I think Chessie is dead, and I'm right.
Yeah. And he did have to pop the BKB on Koikvo, but I mean, come on, that's a position 2 that you gotta kill on. Definitely worth it. But we can see how much damage this clone is already doing right now. Oh no, middle! Ace, what you doing there, buddy?
Oh.
What you doing there?
Oh no.
Oh,
Mistakes have been made. 5 men, well, they're down to 3 men now.
They are down to 3 men. Oh no. Put himself out of position. Dude, Boxy has been on this
Dire's
Arc Warden's
top tower is under
ass
attack.
Yeah.
all game long, dude. Just this last 2 deaths, thanks to Boxy. And it looks like Jaw Ranger is able to stay on top of the net worth in this game because of these kills that they've been getting on the Arc Warden. And
Dire's
obviously,
top tower
Mickey
is
has also had the entire map that he's been able to farm as well, without any pressure being applied onto him.
Oh yeah. He wants himself that BKB, buys it up full. Let's go. Mickey ain't here to play around this game. They want revenge for game number 1, and they might well just be getting it. The scoreline is currently 20-8 with a 10k gold advantage for the side of Team Liquid. And you can just feel how desperate 5 men are. I mean, they're really splitting hard. They're using the clone, they're using the Bloodseeker, they're using the Pugner. Everyone's just hiding in the trees and nuking creep waves with their spells. And that seems to be about it in terms of game plans for 5 men. The only big timings they're looking for, and they're literally just waiting for Ace to have like 6 items.
Oh yeah, this is the Ace show in this game. The only way that they're actually coming back into this game, the only items that matter in this game are pretty much Ace's items at this point. He's just gonna have to keep on split pushing, get big, make this Mjolnir, Arc Warden, Tempest double damage.
The bottom lane. Oh no, they found him. They found him. His little hiding spot in the trees gets torn on down along with the clone as well. That's going to be 2 quick kills for the side of... a kill and a clone, but that clone is worth a lot of gold, so...
Yeah, it's worth a lot of gold. It's level 3 clone gives away 300 gold, and it's quite concerning to see that the Jaw Ranger is able to kill the clone so easily at this stage in the game. That's what snowballing this hard on Liquid will do to you, I guess.
Well, they're gathering up down at bottom here. They're looking to see if anyone wants to come forward. Maybe Tiger. Is he tempted by the Shadow Poison? Oh, never mind. Chessie finds them all the same. The silence is down. Blood Rat's going to follow as well. And that's going to be a kill for them now. So they're really battling hard for this kind of elbow in the map right now. And, 5 men, they strike back. They get themselves control of this area and just continue to shove their faces down this lane.
Just trying to stay in the game.
Yep.
Constantly pushing lanes out. I gotta give credit to Liquid though. They've done a really good job at shutting down this Bloodseeker in this game. Not a lot of teams have been able to do that. And the way that... Oh, goodbye Shibe.
Goodbye, Jibe. You've lasted well, my friend. He does have himself a blood right, but unfortunately, the silence comes in just in time.
No, yes,
come on, man. It's not happening. It is not happening.
Yeah, they have Yos.
Yeah, they got it. Bye-bye, Jibei.
Bye.
It was nice knowing you. It's a really weird game, isn't it? Like, there's just kind of deaths randomly happening across the map, it feels like, because of Five Men's just reluctance to actually turn up to a fight. Now Jesse fighting with Mickey. They're getting a little bit close and comfortable here, but it doesn't make a difference. Insania comes in and says, thank you very much for securing me that kill. I'll take that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Position
Goodness
2 and 3 dying just like that. Feels bad, man. Yeah.
Misery's job to be in the trees of death down here in the bottom lane. Ooh, it's so scary. He's actually got himself an MKB somehow. I don't know where he's pulled that one out from.
He's had that for like, I want to say 8 minutes now already.
What?
But yeah, exactly. But he hasn't been able to like utilize it. There's too many disables on the side of Liquid. And his team is just so far behind that nobody can go in for him.
Oh god, Arc Warden games, man. Watching this team just batter into the high ground here, it's like, alright, fortified, magnetic field, oh, another fortified, another magnetic, okay. Great stuff. Alright, well, whatever. Let's go do something else. That was boring. I guess we'll wait for Roche or something, I don't know.
Exactly, they need that Roshan. They need the Roche so they can like hard engage into the enemy base or like get some kills first and then hard engage into the enemy base. They don't want to take any risk at this stage.
No, because the moment you take a risk into Arc Warden, he just feels great. He's going to already push down a tier 2, maybe even a tier 3, and it's going to make the game so much harder for you to actually get at that high ground.
You have to make sure against Arc Warden that when you're committing into him, you are as strong as you can be, right? Because if you lose one engagement, then if it was already hard for you to break the high ground, it's going to amplify like, you know, 2-fold, 3-fold, whatever, because that's just how the hero works.
Invisibility.
It's going for a MKB next after the BKB. I like this BKB pickup though. They have so many stuns on Liquid. They just want to be able to jump him into the backline. So the BKB will save him from those jumps.
Yep, he's an optimistic player, but he knows that this Sand King has all the reach in the world, and it's very unrealistic, along with the DK, to expect that he's not going to get spells cast on him in the fight. So just goes and exactly that. Meanwhile, Roshan will fall.
Check out the Shadow Demon. He's got an Aghanims now. I really like this item, especially against Bloodseeker. Doesn't breaks his thirst, so he's moving like a snail instead of a Ferrari. So that's quite nice.
Yeah, it's a great game for the Axe. Also, Misery, he's going to be absolutely miserable if you can cast that ultimate on him. 3 charges,
good
very
one.
nice.
I like that.
Very creative, I'm sure. Again, I'd love to see a heat map of this game and just see how hot this bottom area, like the bottom right-hand trees are. I swear they've spent more time in there than they have in a lot of their lanes. Hiding in the trees, waiting, hitting creep waves and then TPing away. 'Tis a miserable existence. They've even put down this observer. I mean, this observer has been doing hella work, I think. Yeah, just TPs away as Tiger nearly finds it. Oh, Boxy!
Oh, blinked out, Misery.
Don't worry, buddy. Nobody saw it. We weren't watching. Definitely not a epicenter onto nothing. It's fine.
Crystal Maiden. Oh, Insania also has a BKB in this game, too. Well, actually, they're back bottom. I think there's going to be a lot of deaths here.
To whom's surprise. The cores are going to actually meet each other here as Mickey tries to go for the silence. Actually misses here as he takes down onto the Bloodseeker. Meanwhile, Windranger, she's going to get brought down by Insania in the front lines here. Sand King, meanwhile, thrown up into the air, but it looks like they're jumping on. Now, finally, Mickey arrives from the back line and just murders Chessie. Highlight Die tries to go for the TP way. Not going to happen, though. And that's going to be 3 dead on the side of 5 men. Ooh, man. Dear, they did not think they had everyone there, did they?
Not only that, you don't have the clone. The clone was top. I'm sure Ace communicated that he TP'd at top lane. I don't think Fireman can do any damage, actually, without this Arc Ward and the engagement. So a little bit of a mistake there to even take any kind of teamfight bottom. I think they should have just saved the Void Spirit and cut their losses.
Moved on with life, yeah.
Oh, boy. Here comes the high ground play. Oh, doesn't get Ace.
Just about saving him. He was a BKB for this. Well, I mean, when the Dragon Knight exists, you have no other choice. But now Ace is just sitting there. It's a bit silly. that BKB on himself, and now they'll pop the Rupture onto himself.
Sanya!
So Shibe gets us in the team.
Blink
Oh
in.
no, they're going to the back line. Look at the damage coming down. Oh my god! They rinse them. Insania with the BKB Blink Dagger. CM is fed up of this game, fed up this high ground defense, and just beats up onto the side of 5 men and takes them the hell down. Now Boxy going in deep, the clone trying to stay alive, but Shibe might not be so lucky. The save comes in from Pylite, but it's not enough. The flames catch him, Shibe falls, the barracks are being taken. Repair kit doing what it can, but unfortunately what it can is not enough. And looks like it will be falling. Bottom goes down. They've got their sights on middle surely as well. Oh my goodness.
What a play there
hilarious.
from Insania. As soon as he saw the BKB run out, he just blinked in with his BKB, frostbit the Arc Order and dropped the ulti, and his team's like, oh, okay, I guess we're going in then. And then boom, Arc Warden's dead, now bought out. And Ace at this point, he feels like he cannot do anything to be able to defend his buildings. He's just gonna get jumped instantly again, just waiting for this Bloodseeker to be closer to be rezzing.
Chelsea playing around, Bloodseeker buyback as well, as this is getting very, very low here on the Sand King. He's actually been able to get the blink out. Nice save coming from Tiger, actually. Meanwhile, they'll take down Drow's Aegis at the very least. It's going to be a full 5-on-5 fight when the Drow is back. Clone trying to take to the front here. The BKB pop from Mickey turning around with the monster shot as well. Look at the damage coming down here. They're looking over towards the Void Spirit, but he's not really taking enough damage. Maybe he will. Popping BKB though, looking to turn it around. The heals are coming in from Pylite Dive, doing work, but they managed to catch out Ace on the backlines. He goes down as Sadia again with the ultimate. Let it go, 5 men. Let it go, because you have lost game number 2 on the backs of this Crystal Maiden BKB. I love it. Insania was so sick of his team not being able to go high ground, he just says, fine, I'll do it myself. Buys the BKB, buys the Blink Dagger, goes in and gets it done. Team Liquid, they take game number 2, drawing this series out to a 1-1.